Hi everyone, hope you are doing well. So today I will cover one very basic but very important point in regards to resume writing, and I will focus on freshers as well as experienced people. I will show you few points that are very much necessary whenever you are writing any particular resume, whether you are a fresher or a entry level resource, or whether you are an experienced resource as well. I hope this short video will help you out to figure out whatever things needs to be updated, or like it will be easy for you to understand which are the elements that are much needed whenever you are updating or writing your resume. So without wasting any time, I'm moving ahead with the details. So if you see, if I just Google what is resume, so you will get this particular info over there. Like, resume is a document created and used by a person to present their background, skills and accomplishments. Resume are used to secure new employment. So yes, obviously this is the correct thing. Your background means your education details, your your location, your every single details that represents your background should be included over here. Skills means like whatever you are learning or whatever you are working on. These are the things comes under the skills section, and as well as the accomplishments that you have achieved during your education and career, or during your work life as well. So if I first move to the fresher section, so the key points that needs to be implemented in any form of freshers resume, whether you are from IT or non-IT. So here are few points I have just noted it down, so you can just navigate these points and understand what needs to be in the resume. So number one is make your resume clear and easy to navigate. So that is a very important thing. So each and every section in the resume is important for the recruiter. So if your resume is easy to navigate, it means like it is easy to read as well. So make your resume in such a way so that the recruiter can easily navigate it, and he can get the information that he need in a efficient way. And also make your resume easy to read as well, because the recruiter will find your resume, the name, contact details and everything. So these information should be in a very clear way, so that whoever will review your resume can get this information out from your details clearly and easily. At the very top of your resume, the first thing that you need to mention is the objective. So here objective means the career objective. From freshers perspective, whatever background you are in, whether IT or non-IT, mention your career objective, what you are looking for by studying in this particular field, and what you are looking for in the next few years after completing it. So that comes under the freshers point of view. And from experience point of view, whichever field you are working on, and what next, like why you are looking for a change, and what are the objectives that you want to achieve in the coming days as well, you can mention those details in 3 or 4 lines at the very top of your resume, which is very healthy thing to mention. And then after you put your objective details, then feature your contact information. That is very much important, because whoever will review your resume, your name, phone number, email address and your location, these are the things they mostly focus on. Because if the recruiter wants to connect with you, these are the informations. Either they will connect with you by email, either they will connect with you by phone. So these information, and they will when they will start talking with you, first they will ask your name and confirm whether you are the person that he or she is interacting with. So these few informations are very much necessary. I have seen in many resumes that these informations are on the right side of the resume, on the left side of the resume in a particular module, or sometimes you have to scroll to find these particular informations. So those are not appropriate ways. You should put the details at the very top, because these are the most important thing, how the recruiter will connect with you. Now, next thing is your educational details and achievements during education. And this is very important because, see, there are certain criteria each and every company mentions, like from the education perspective as well. So each and every education details from your schooling to college, whether you have done BTech, MTech, whether you have done any BA, MA, PhD, any kind of degrees, any kind of details needs to be in place with appropriate appropriate informations, which year you have done it, the marks you got in that particular field. So each education fields needs to be filled up with all the necessary details. Now, whoever is fresher, so they don't have the experience, work experience, so in that case, instead of work experience, mention the internship or projects kind of thing that you have done. So in, if you are from IT background, you all often come up with some internships in your final year of BTech or something, in your 7th or 8th semester. So you mention those things in your resume, like by on which you have done the internships, and why you have done the internship on this particular field, what is the objective behind it. And along with that, you may have done some projects internally or outside of the institution as well, where you have worked on particular technology, and you can share those informations along with the details, like which technology you have worked in. It may be a certification course, or a training institute can provide you some training on that. You can mention those details clearly if you have the relevant data, and along with relevant documents as well. You can put those details, because as you do not have any work experience, at least you can mention these details, so that the recruiter would understand that yes, he or she has the interest on working, and he or she has done this kind of things to gain some work experience or some industry experience, which is very good for any kind of resume. Now, highlight your skills. Now, if you are from any particular background, say for example from IT background, I'm saying you can mention the skills that you have, like in your study period you have learned Java or C, or if you are learning some testing things during your studies, mention those things. If you are from finance background, mention the financial accounting or any other things that you have you have experience with, or you have learned during your education period. So you can highlight these skills at a separate section in your resume. And after that, you can come towards the hobbies, award, achievements. These achievements are outside achievements, like you have done something for the society, or something for some other works you have done in the sports or something, and you have achieved something, or you got some award or something. You can put those details as well, because it's a fresher resume, and these details are matters. If you have something, you can mention. If you do not have something, that is also fine. You can just skip that part. You can move to the next part. Now, language, that is very important. Mention the mother tongue, the mother tongue that you have, and also the proficiency level with all the languages that you know, specifically maybe English, Hindi, and your mother tongue, whatever it is. For me, it is Bengali. For you, maybe it is Kannada. It may be Tamil, Telugu, whatever it is. You mention that, and along with the other industry standard languages like English and all. And also mention your full address, location, contact information in the below section as well. Now, if you are putting your photo in your resume, it is not a mandatory thing to put, although, but if you are putting it, that photo should be a professional one with the formal dress code and all. And you can put it at any right or left side, at the right side of your resume. But if you are putting it, it should be a professional and with appropriate dress code. That is the most important thing. And the last 2 points that I have mentioned in 11 and 12, these are very important. So in maximum cases, CV format comes up like PDF or doc format, and but the file size, that is most important thing. you should try to minimize the file size, like it should not exceed 500 KB or something like that, because I have seen in some cases where there is some kind of restrictions given whenever someone is trying to refer you. There are some certain file limits are given over there. So if the file size exceeds like 1 MB, 2 MB, then the person who is actually referring you or trying to upload the resume in the portal or something, he or she has to like minimize the size by using some converter and all. And so it is better you make the resume in such a way so that it can be generalized to everyone, like everyone can use it and upload it in any kind of portal, and that will not cause any issue. And the most important another point is the resume file name. So if you are like generally sending an email without generally sending an email with your resume, mention your first name and last name by default. But if the recruiter is mentioning any particular thing that you have to mention this, like in this particular format you have to send the resume file, that is fine, you can mention it. But in general, do not put like a resume.pdf, do not put like a 12345 resume.pdf, or like it should be a valid naming convention. So first name and last name is by default the very valid naming convention that anyone can use in like in any place you can share it. But if someone is asking for, you need to mention your first name, last name, and the technology that you are working in. So by like you can do it easily, and you can just like customize it based on the company demand. So that is a separate thing, but you should by default use your full name. That is the most important thing. And if I move forward for the experienced resume for experienced people, the resume format and each and every point is same, because the only change is the, like in case of freshers, they do not have work experience. In that case, they are mentioning the internship or the projects, the trainings they are doing, those kind of things they are mentioning. And in case of like people with experience, they are mentioning the work details, like whatever work they have done or whatever work they are doing currently. So all those details needs to be filled up appropriately in any particular resume and in a specific format, so that it should not exceed a limit, like it should not be a long resume or something like that. So if you see the details here, all these points, easy to navigate, easy to read, objective, contact information, these are the common points that I have already shared with you. Now number 5 is a new one that has been included, that I have included here, is the day-to-day activities performed in current work location. So that is one very common question and very important question as well in case of experienced hiring. So we often face in interviews that people ask for what you are doing. Say for example, one person working in software testing. So it is a very common question for any kind of interviewer to ask that particular person that like in a day-to-day basis, or say for example yesterday, what are the what was your work in the whole day, what you have done. So that is something, a very tricky question as well as very important and very intelligent question as well, where you can mention some of the works that you generally perform on a day-to-day basis. So if you can mention this in your resume as well with 2-3 lines, like these are the works I generally perform on a day-to-day basis, that is a very good thing to add in a particular resume. And apart from it, the education details, everything is same. And the next important point is work experience. So you should specifically mention the number of companies you have worked in, your joining date, relieving date, the particular experience that you have gathered, the work experience you have gathered in that particular company, the company name, location, and also all the details should be clearly understandable, so that if any recruiter is reviewing your resume and he or she is just checking your work experience detail, he should understand, okay, this particular resource joined in this XYZ company on this particular date, left this particular date, and in between that he worked on these things, and these are the projects he worked on, or this kind of technologies he worked on, and these are the experiences that he gained during this particular time period. So this work experience detail should be very clear and understandable. And apart from it, the skill sets, the hobbies section, the language section, the photo section, the file format part, all these things are common, and I already discussed with you about all this. And the resume length, that is very important. If you are an experienced person who is sharing your resume, the length should be, it should, there is no specific limit to it, but it should be a standard limit, so that anyone can navigate it easily. So I hope this short video will help you out to write down the resume in an appropriate format. Thank you.